Hello students, welcome to my class. Today we are going to discuss few questions related to JEE Advanced Examination. As I told you earlier, that is S block element is completely theory based question. There is certain estimation is there, that is I have discussed in salt analysis also how to estimate the radicals, that is acidic radicals and basic radicals. I have introduced few questions also here so that you can easily solve such kind of questions within few seconds. So friend, let's start the question answer round, and my first question is, look at, it's your turn. This question looks easy but it's not so easy. Think on it. It requires a deep theory knowledge. Which of the following reaction gives CD4 deuteromethane? As I told you earlier, except the beryllium carbide, all other carbide like calcium, like strontium, like barium, on hydrolysis gives you C2H2. Clear? If I take here D2O, then it will give C2D2. But in case of beryllium carbide, do you remember, this is the exception case. Hydrolysis of beryllium carbide does not give C2H2, it gives you CH4. Do you remember, as I discussed, this is the exception case, CH4. Similarly, if I take beryllium carbide and treatment with not H2O, that is D2O, what will happen? Here if hydrogen, that is gives CH4, if there is D2O, it gives you CD4. What I am telling, it gives you CD4, that is deuteromethane. Now you can easily say, sir, this is not a correct option. This is not a correct option. Why this is not a correct option? That is H2, and also here that is the isotope C14. So this one is a correct option, and in this case calcium carbide, what will happen? So here one more thing, here up to B2C, balance the reaction, here put here B2C. So this is the correct option, and this one, in this case what will happen? There is a formation of C2H2, here D2O, so write here C2D2. Clear? So this question looks easy but not so much easy. Now friend, wait for a moment and give me a few seconds so that we can easily approach. Now let's move to next question, that is the chromate MCrO4 CH3 aqueous and suspension, that is the solubility, not soluble. As I told you, in case of alkaline earth metal chromate, what is the order? If we move down the group, the solubility of the chromate decreases. Now if I talk about barium, we write here BaCrO4, yes sir, strontium SrCrO4 chromate, then here calcium, that is CaCrO4, okay, and then there comes, okay, just three things. As I told you, if we move down the group, that is calcium, strontium and barium, then the solubility decreases. So definitely we can say CaCrO4 and SrCrO4 is soluble, and BaCrO4 is not soluble. That means to say it will form suspension. Suspension is not soluble. So which alkaline earth metal cation will form suspension? So in this case we will say, if we compare BaCr and Ca, this one is not correct option, this one is not correct option, because this one is soluble, this one is soluble. But if I talk about Ba2 plus ion, this will form, this is not soluble in CH3, aqueous CH3, COOH, acetic acid. This one is also not a correct option because it is soluble. As we move down the group, the solubility decreases of the alkaline earth metal chromate. Clear? So for this, C is the correct option. Now let's move to the next question, and what will happen, check it out. The next question, look at an inorganic solid, okay, when heated it produces a gas which produce turbidity in lime water, then definitely this is a clue, the gas is CO2, okay. Same gas is also produced when salt react with dilute HCl. okay, produce a gas which produce turbidity when heated. Okay, if I talk about Na component, then what will happen in this case? If I take the bicarbonate of sodium, when we produce heat, then what will happen? Sir, it will give you Na2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2. Yes sir, this is the bicarbonate can be converted to carbonate. Do you remember this? This is washing soda, Na2CO3 into 10H2O, and we know baking soda can be converted to washing soda by simple heating, and the byproduct is CO2. Yes sir, but we know Na2CO3 is most stable, so there is less chance of breaking of Na2CO3 into Na2O plus CO2. So first is not a correct option. Okay, now second, that is the calcium hydrogen carbonate. Now if I talk about the treatment with HCl, that is NaHCO3, when treatment with HCl, what will happen? It will form NaCl, yes sir, and gives you H2CO3. Yes sir, as we know H2CO3 is not stable, it will form and gives you H2O CO2. Look at, in both the cases the gas is CO2. So here same gas is also produced when salt react with dilute HCl. So if react with dilute HCl, then we people can say that is C, NaHCO3, not the carbonate, not the bicarbonate of alkaline or metal, and not the sulfide. This is completely theory based question. If you can solve this question, you need a strong theory. Now I'm going to rub this part and we'll discuss the next part of the question. Wait for a moment. Now the next question is, look at what I'm telling. Question number 4. NaOH with sulfur. Do you remember this? As I discussed in my lecture, when NaOH, this is the one of the most important method for the preparation of hypo. What is the formula of hypo? Na2H2O3. When NaOH is treated with sulfur, excess sulfur, then it produces Na2S and Na2H2O3, and the complete formula is Na2H2O3 into 5H2O. This one is hypo. And hypo, when treated with AgNO3, Ag plus ion, then what will happen? Sir, it form Ag2H2O3 white. Then on again treatment, that is hydrolysis, finally it gives you black PPT due to the formation of Ag2S. What I'm telling, that is the black PPT. So the final result in this case, the product P is black. Clear friend? The product P is black due to the formation of Ag2S. One more thing, here is mentioned only AgNO3. So don't get confused, don't take the white PPT, because the finally the product is Ag2S, not Ag2H2O3. Again I am repeating, we are not looking at the intermediate, we are looking at the final product. So final product is not Ag2H2O3, final product is Ag2S, and Ag2S is black, not white turbidity, and not a clear solution. So be careful. If you have any doubt why not A, then I'm telling, I'm not talking about Ag2H2O3, I'm talking about the final product. The final product is Ag2S, not Ag2H2O3. Now friend, let's move to the next question. The next question is sesquic oxide of K2O3 is prepared by careful thermal decomposition of KO2 into K2O3. Okay, contains potassium, is in +1 oxidation state. Definitely that is a superoxide. Definitely there is a paramagnetic anion also, and K2O2 and KO2 in 1:2 ratio. Okay, decomposition produce O2 on decomposition. So in this case what we say here, sesquic oxide K2O3 in this is prepared by careful thermal decomposition, then it contains K is +1 oxidation state due to the presence of superoxide, that is O2 minor, it is paramagnetic ion, and K2O2, and here it's better to write here K2 not KO2, that is K2O2. Clear? K2O2 are in the ratio of 1:2. Yes sir, this one is also correct, and produce O2 on decomposition. As we know, that is sesquic oxide, then definitely after decomposition gives you O2. That is the cases of normal oxide, superoxide. If I talk, these are types of oxide, peroxide, and this one is sesquic oxide. So produce O2 on decomposition. So we can say A, B, C and D all are correct option. This is multiple choice question. So for this question all option are correct, A, B, C and D. Clear? And this is the ratio KO2 into K2O2, and it is in the ratio of 1:2. Clear? K2O2 is 1, so KO2 is 2, 1:2. Be careful and check it out. Now let's move to the next one. The next one is, which of the following alkali metal carbonate is water soluble? Now tell me, I'm not gonna help you. As I discussed you earlier, except lithium carbonate, all metal carbonates are soluble in water. Clear? What I'm telling, except lithium carbonate, all metal carbonate are soluble in water, and they produce alkaline solution. Why alkaline? As we know, when water is added, then what will happen? In each and every case it forms NaOH, strong base. It will form KOH, it is also a strong base, and it will form RbOH, it is also a strong. If there is a presence of strong base, what we say? We people say, yes sir, this will alkaline solution. So except Li2CO3 all forms alkaline solution. So for this, that is B, C and D are the correct option. This is also a multiple choice type question. Clear to you? So friend, if you have any doubt, sometime what I do, I skip few things. I told as I discussed. Then definitely, if I am telling that I have discussed these things in my lecture, then as I know this chapter is completely theory based. So if you go through the theory, if you go through my lecture, then definitely will find the answer. So no need to be no need to be worried. Except this, if you have again any query, then you can easily approach to me, you can easily ask me. Clear? Now let's move to the, wait for a moment, now let's move to the next question. This is a question completely from salt analysis. That is the determination of anionic radical and cationic radical, as I have discussed in salt analysis. Now tell me, I am leaving this question for you. I have discussed this question in salt analysis. Look at, consider the following three observations in test tube which may contain clear solution of carbonate and bicarbonate of both. Test tube 1, excess of MgNO3. If there is a treatment with MgNO3, there is a formation of white PPT. This is a theory based question, remember this, and then filtrate, and when treatment in presence of base, it gives white PPT. Now the next one is excess of CaOH all twice, white PPT, filtrate, boil, gives white PPT. Now test tube, boil, clear solution, CaCl2 and white PPT. Now by looking at this tell me in which test tube there is a presence of, which confirms the presence of carbonate and bicarbonate. It's your turn. Carbonate and bicarbonate I have discussed. These are anionic radical. Class 1. Carbonate, bicarbonate. Remember this. Tell me friend, what will happen? Think on it, think on it. Sir, as I told you earlier, that is if it is treated excess of MgNO3, then first case there is a formation of white PPT, and filtrate when treated, then again it is a formation of white PPT. So this test tube 1 confirms the presence of bicarbonate and also carbonate. What I'm telling, bicarbonate and also carbonate. Now check out which option is correct. Okay. Wait for a moment. Test tube 1 contains bicarbonate. Yes, this one is correct. Test tube 2, no such reaction is possible as I discussed. Test tube 1 contains carbonate and bicarbonate. So for this, A and D are the correct option. Clear? Again I am repeating, check it out. Treatment with MgNO3. If carbonate, if I take any carbonate, then what will happen? Replacement take place, and white PPT, that is MgOH, MgCO3 take place, and the reaction again proceed. But in case of CaOH whole twice, no such reaction take place. Boiling, no such reaction take place. This is the complete question of salt analysis. I have discussed this question in my lecture also. Again I am repeating, what is the this question belongs to salt analysis, and this is complete question from JEE Advanced. I know right now you are studying in class 11th, so there is some difficulty to solve such kind of question, but if you go through the lecture, then you can easily solve such kind of question. This is the estimation of radical. There are two type of estimation as I discussed, qualitative and quantitative. In qualitative, what we do? We do two tests, dry test and wet test. Remember this? So this is so simple. This is memory based question, and for this reaction presents the carbonate and bicarbonate. Now so for this, A and D is the correct option. Now I'm going to rub this part friend, and we'll discuss the next question. Wait for a moment, give me a few seconds. Now let's move to the next one. NaH produce H2 gas when? NaH, that is sodium hydride, H2 gas. When it is react with water, that is a simple question. That is NaOH plus H2. If it reacts with heavy water, it gives not H2, it gives D2. And decomposition not take place. And it is electrolysis in fused state. Yes, in electrolysis in fused state, what will happen? It will break like this, Na plus and H minus, fused state, and that is anode and cathode. There is a movement at Na plus and H minus at anode, at cathode there is a reduction take place. Yes sir, there is a reduction take place. At anode there is a oxidation take place. Clear? Oxidation take place, and oxidation what will happen? H minus, it gives you H plus 1 electron. That is, if I balance 2H minus, it gives Hu, H2 plus 2 electron. So at anode we get H2 minus, and cathode, that is Na plus 1 electron, it gives you Na. 2Na, balance the reaction, 2Na. So we people can say at cathode we get Na plus ion Na, and at cathode pardon friend pardon, at anode what we get? H2, oxidation take place, and at cathode we get sodium. So NaH gives H2 by electrolysis in fused state, and when react with water it gives NaOH plus H2. Two possibilities are there. So for this is also a multiple choice question, and the option is E, F, G, H. Now which option is correct, friend? That is E and H option, E and G option is correct. Clear? Clear? Now I'm going to rub this part and we'll discuss. Now let's move to the next question. Now this is a passage type question. Read the question carefully. What will happen? A naturally occurring inorganic salt produce a binary compound on heating at low temperature. A gas, jet, and a solid is produced. S is when it is heated at very high temperature. Okay, then definitely it is carbonate or sulfate. Okay. Y is neutral towards litmus. If Y is neutral towards litmus, then definitely it is neither acid nor base, and one thing which is neutral towards litmus and liquid and room temperature, then we can easily say this one is H2O. Okay, gas, jet produce white turbidity. White turbidity, that is, then definitely the gas is sulfur dioxide. White turbidity in aqueous solution of S, definitely, and produce green color of Cr2O7 2- solution in acidic medium. Definitely the gas is SO2. So if Z is SO2 and Y is H2O, then definitely the compound is sulfate. And which sulfate is given here? Check out the option here. MgSO4 CaCO3, not sulfate. Na2SO4, no, this one is Glover salt, not possible. SO2 is not possible. MgSO4 into some CaSO4, because there is a possibility of decomposition. So we can easily predict. Look at the component, because here is given that is aqueous solution of S. S is not Na2O, not MgO. S is definitely CaO. Due to this reason, it gives white turbidity. And look at what I'm telling. The salt X is CaSO4 and produce a binary compound when heated at low temperature. That is, it forms this one, CaSO4 into 2H2O. Y is, sir, this one is H2O. Okay, sir. And Z is decomposition, CaSO4 into 2H2O. Is it visible to you, friend? After decomposition, what will happen? This is solid. This is not MgO. This cannot be Na2O plus SO2 plus 2H2O. It gives white turbidity when it is heated at very high temperature. Gas jet produce white turbidity. White turbidity appears when CaO is treated with solution, aqueous solution of S. Okay, aqueous solution of S, that is CaO plus H2O, and when applying SO2, white turbidity comes. Okay. Now, and produce a green color solution in acidic medium. So the Z definitely is, this one is solid and this one is Z. So Z is SO2. Yes, this is the reaction. Now green compound which is produced by the reaction of Cr2O7 SO2 when treatment with Cr2O7, that is, it gives you the radicals, that is formation of complex takes place. CrH2O whole 6 SO4 whole thrice. This is the component. Clear? The first option is D. Now what is the next option, friend? Inorganic salt. As I told you, this one is an inorganic salt. So the option is CaSO4 into 2H2O. Okay. What is inorganic solid? As I told you, inorganic solid X, that is sprangly soluble in water, sulfate. So put here, that is the inorganic solid here, salt here, that is the inorganic solid. Look at at Y as is produced. Inorganic solid here, that is I am talking about CaO. It is sparingly soluble in water, that is the C option. Okay sir. Now let's move to the next. Aqueous solution of S when heated with NH4Cl, then it gives, look at, there is an answer also there, ammonia gas. We people know CaO, aqueous solution of S, that is H2O plus NH4Cl. Yes sir. What will happen? That is, the reaction is like this: CaOH whole twice plus NH4Cl. Okay, it gives you, what will it gives? So NH4, I'm not going to balance, this is a simple question, plus CaCl2. I know this is not very much simple, but you have to focus this, you have to go through the theory, then you can solve. That is, here is given the turbidity, then turbidity with CaO, not with MgO and not with Na2O. That's why Z is SO2, as I told you, and the salt is not MgSO4, that is salt is CaSO4. NH4OH is not stable, it will further break and gives you NH3 plus H2O. Yes sir, that is, in this case, what will happen sir? Sir, the gas is NH3, and NH3 we people know ammonia. Clear? Again I am review, listen, read the question carefully what I am telling. If you have any doubt, you can easily, you cannot say sir you are in a hurry. I have time, I am giving you time. As per the theory, if you have any doubt, you can easily look at. Why not this one? As I told, this is not carbonate, this is sulfate. This is not Na2SO4, because according to the question here is given, gas jet produce white turbidity with CaO plus H2O, CaOH whole twice. When treatment with SO2, we know then there appears the white turbidity. Clear to you? And due to this reason, there is calcium sulfate, not magnesium or not sodium sulfate. Inorganic solid, that is I am talking about CaO, that is the sparingly soluble in water. Clear? Now let's move to the next one. Aqueous solution of NH4Cl, it gives you ammonia gas, as I discussed earlier. And the first one is green compound which is produced by, the board is green, me also wearing a green t-shirt, and the question is also green. So green here, green compound which is produced by the reaction of Cr2, that is dichromate, and Jad is green compound which is produced by the reaction of Cr2 and Jad is, we people know, that is SO2. What will happen? That is, it gives you Cr2 H2O whole 6 whole twice SO4 whole thrice. The product is D. Clear? Now let's move to the last question of this section. Read the question carefully. I am giving you few seconds. What the question says? Wait for a moment. Let me arrange the colorful chalk. Now I have a colorful chalk. Now it's your turn. Read the question carefully. This is a complete theory based question. Select the question which is not correct. What will happen? As I discussed, sometimes I always tell as I discussed. You can say, sir, when discussed? So the reason, first go through my lecture, check out the lecture, read the lecture, listen the lecture carefully, then definitely you will get the answer. Why I used to say I have discussed? Because I have discussed. That's why I am telling, and I have taken this question from that lecture also, so that you can easily connect yourself from these questions. Clear? Now look at this is Mg3 magnesium nitride. Their reaction is possible. Yes sir. Carbide, as I told you, look at triple bond. Remember this, I have discussed. If there is a beryllium and magnesium, then there is beryllium, that is the CH4 methane. But if talk about magnesium, there is a triple bond, but there is a propyne. But in case of calcium, that is C2H2 ethyne. This one is also correct. but MgCl2 not possible. Cl2 no, Cl minus are not hydrolyzed by H2O. This is, and we know decomposition possible, BeCO3 and MgCO3 decomposition possible below 900 degrees Celsius, because CaCO3 has a decomposition 900. So MgCl3 after decomposition gives you MgO and CO2. So for this, A option, B option and D option is possible, and the question is select the reaction which is not correct. So Cl minus ion not hydrolyzed, friend, not possible, this reaction not easily hydrolyzed. So in this case we can say, sir, the answer is C. This is the wrong answer. So where is the not correct? Not correct is C. Clear? Now let's move to the next section, what I am telling here. Now the next one is, which of the following reaction is written with correct observation? Now tell me what will happen. Mg2 plus KHCO3, Mg2 plus KHCO3, it will form MgHCO3 whole twice. Where there is a possibility of white PPT? So not white PPT, this is soluble in, so not white PPT, this is not a correct observation. MgK2CO3, MgCO3 colorless solution is wrong, it is not solution, this is insoluble in water, that is I think changes here. If there is white PPT and if there is a solution, then is good. So A and B is not correct. AlNA2SCO3, yes, this is forms a white gelatinous PPT. Clear to you? So in this case, what is the correct observation? Al3 plus Na2CO3, because it forms white gelatinous product, final product here, that is ALOH whole twice. This is white gelatinous, and there is a question from this topic in JEE Main 2018 examination. If you go through the JEE Main paper, then you will find that there is sometimes a gelatinous product, and and during the solution of JEE main exam paper, I have discussed, if there is a white gelatinous, then definitely that is ALOH whole thrice. So this is the correct observation. Now what about the question 3? Now look at, which of the following property of magnesium does not resemble with bicarbonate of both exist in solution? Yes, carbonate of both produce CO2 on heating. Yes sir, both can produce nitrite on the reaction with N2. Yes sir, this one is also correct. Now both produce color in the flame test. No, this is the incorrect explanation. This is not resemble with lithium, that is the flame coloration. No, flame test differs. So this all three is correct, but this flame color is not correct. The option is the correct. Clear to you? Now which of the following order is not correct for the polarizing power of cation? As we know, smaller the size of cation, higher is the polarizing power. This one is correct. This one is also correct. Okay sir. This one is also correct. Okay. Now Ba2 plus has a small size. No, Ba2 plus has large size. Larger the size, less is the polarizing power. So D is the correct, because here is not correct. So we will say this option is correct. So D option is correct here. And now let's move to the, which of the following pair of ore contain MgCl2? Can I leave this question for you? This is completely theory based question. Which of the following pair of O contain MgCO3? So dolomite and epsom. Epsom is MgSO4, not MgCO3. Carnallite, KCl into MgCl2, not dolomite. Magnesite is also dolomite and magnesite. Yes, gypsum is CaSO4. Am I right? And epsom, as I told you, MgSO4 into 7H2O. So this is the correct option, dolomite and magnesite. So for this, C is the correct option. Clear, friend? I think we have solved all the questions. Still, if you have any doubt, if you need again, if you need more detailed explanation, I am always here. Just message me, and definitely I will provide the another way of solution. So time is calling, time to say bye bye. We will meet you again. Thank you so much.